road trip to Tokyo.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Palumbo Podcast. I'm Dave Palumbo, joined by Jimmy Mentis today, and we were stood up by a bunch of other guys. So, Jimmy, this is going to be you and me. Anyway, I actually wanted to interview you anyway, so I'm glad that you're around and I'm around.
Well, you know what they say when they compete? There was only two athletes. You know what I say, right? Only two had the balls to show up.
That's right. There you go. Well, yeah, it was a little disjointed. Yeah, I was up in Connecticut this past week, and so Romano is I don't know, I think he's getting another vasectomy or something like that, and so next week he's getting prepared for the Olympia. He's got to get a second vasectomy. And Jimmy the Bull could pop in, you never know.
Yeah.
But my question to you, because I think the big news that, at least in my world with you, would be you're making a comeback. I can't believe it. I thought it was actually a joke that you were like kind of portraying, but it's not. You're serious, right?
Yeah, I'm really serious. But first of all, how did you hear about it? I didn't keep it a secret, right? But I didn't really say anything.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's two things. First of all, I noticed you getting bigger again, and your training was very serious. That kind of got me thinking maybe he's going to do another show or do something, or maybe do a transformation. And then I actually heard you talk about it on your channel. And so I really just found that recently, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, no.
You kept it pretty quiet.
Well, I kept it quiet because, I'm the type who I really don't talk. I like to deliver. Mm-hmm. But I also realized, I don't know if you knew, I was actually really getting ready for Romania.
Oh, you were last year you were trying to do it.
Yeah. And about 12 weeks out, my muscle spasm starting to come back. Okay. Yeah.
What was that about?
And I realized that the inside wasn't ready to support the outside. So okay. I spent all year just training, eating, just doing what I'm supposed to do. You see, when we were younger, we were Superman. I felt like Superman. I didn't need to stretch. I didn't need to foam roll. I didn't need to get massaged all the time, So I put in the work for a good 8 months now. And then I was told that we weren't going to have the Masters Olympia this year. And that's when I made the decision. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell my wife. I didn't say anything. But I started training, not to compete, right? I started training. There's phases. You just can't go into this. So I started training. I started seeing different things. I started getting massage therapy. I started everything that I'm supposed to do to get ready, to put the train back on the tracks. And it just started clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. And then when the Tokyo announcement came out, I sat down and I told Tammy, I said, listen, she already knew. She already knew.
Oh, she knew already? Okay.
Yeah, she already knew. She goes, I'm in. That was it.
Right. Well, this was you many, many moons ago. How close are you to that? That's pretty good. That's pretty amazing right there.
Yeah. I kind of know what's under here.
Okay.
But I didn't know up to 4 months ago what was under, because I went from 275 down to 255. I leaned out just to see what's going on.
Right.
I did MRIs. I did everything. I have no nerve damage. Okay. Whatever muscle atrophy I have is because I just wasn't training it. You know? So once I started getting those deep muscle tissue massages, I just blew up. My legs blew up. My legs right now are 31 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And they were 26.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you weigh right now?
I'm right now 275.
You are that big. And what are you, 6'1" or 6'2"?
I was 6'1". I don't know if I'm maybe a 5'11" now.
No, you're at least 6 feet. I've seen you. But that's pretty good.
But here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna go play the big boy game, because every time I played the big boy game, I got my ass kicked. Okay? Because I ruined my lines.
Right.
So I'm gonna stay here, 270, 275. I'm about 15% right now. Okay. Maybe 20, between 15 and 20. Okay. I'm going to go do the DEXA scan next week. Okay. But I see myself competing between 245, 255.
Gotcha.
You know, because I want to bring those lines out. I'm not going to play the monster game. You know, everybody, the guys that know me, that really know what I'm competing, like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I said to myself, I said, listen, I train every day. I eat 5-6 meals a day, right? I'm on anti-aging, so you bump it up a little. I'm not going to go to 290. I'm not doing the 300s.
Right.
You know, I'm still doing this thing. Plus,
you can't get that. You die if you got that big now. Anyway,
but there's no reason for me to. You know, let's not forget this whole lineup at Masters. If I come in 255, let's say 255, 260, I'll still be the heaviest.
Right.
You know, so
unless Big Ramy does it. I mean, is he going to be 40? Isn't he going to be 40 next year?
Yeah, I think so. Well, isn't he 40 now?
He might be, yeah. I mean, that was my recommendation to him, to do the Masters, but because he dropped, he's not doing the Olympia this year. But and not that I'm going to create any competition with you, but it does make sense. But how old are you now? 56.
I will be. I'm 58. I'll be 3 months before 60 in Tokyo.
Oh wow! That you could have done the 60 division too.
I don't think they'll have a 60 division.
I think they have a 20, 50, and 60, right?
I don't think I would do it.
Why not?
I don't. Listen, I'm going.
A win is a win. Jimmy, listen to me. At this point in life, a win is a win. No one's going to know what division you were in. I'm going to say you won the Masters fucking Olympia,
I wouldn't even put the Masters in front if I win. I'll just
put I won the Olympia. Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. In Tokyo, Japan.
But
I think I want to go just to watch you.
Well, a lot of people, and I'm not going to stir shit up yet, but a lot of people have contacted me, old school bodybuilders,
right?
Okay, that I've stirred them up a little to come out to Tokyo.
Oh yeah. I want to just go. I don't want to compete. I want to just go.
No. Like my brother called me up, and he goes, "Okay, what's this shit? Is this Tokyo shit real?" Because he saw one of my posts, because this is Tokyo shit real. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's real. He goes, oh, we're going to Tokyo.
He just wants to. Yeah, he was like me. He just wants to go hang out. Yeah, exactly. Right.
My mother-in-law doesn't want to go anywhere in the world. Nowhere. Right. As soon as my wife told her I'm competing in Tokyo, she goes, I'm coming.
Really? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's very cool.
But it's really good.
You know what though? When I look in the mirror, I don't see the same physique that I saw when I was competing. Yeah. So to me, I'm like very hard on myself. When you look in the mirror now and you pose, are you happy with like the look that you have? I mean, you have very broad shoulders, small waist.
I am now. Last year I wasn't. Last year because I have to tell you, I didn't really put in the work.
Okay.
Like this whole year.
Right.
I trained details. I trained my calves, front, back, my hamstring. I didn't just do squats or whatever and just left the gym. Right. I literally said to myself, if this guy came to me, what would I do to this guy to get ready?
Are you lifting heavy again?
Yeah.
What are you benching like on the incline?
I'm doing a 315.
Oh, so you're strong. You're definitely pushing. Okay.
But here's the thing. I went back to the barbells and I went back to the dumbbells.
Yeah.
And 3 weeks ago, I grabbed the 50 dumbbells to do incline presses.
Right.
It looked like I had training wheels on.
Because you can't stabilize it, right?
Like this. I was like this the whole way.
Jimmy, I tell people that when they, I train now. I get the shoulder replacements done about 4 or 5 years ago. I train all free weights. I don't even use machines. Yeah. I'm so happy that I can train with no pain that I'm doing everything free weights, and I love it. I did actually pound dumbbells for like 10 reps today on the incline bench. I thought I was like back in the old days again. It was like, holy shit, this feels so good. Hopefully I don't destroy my shoulder implants, but
Dave, it's just different. Isn't it just different with the
the development is totally different.
Like
totally
I did chest yesterday. I grabbed the hundreds on the incline, right?
Yeah.
And I got to tell you something about this, but I grabbed the hundreds, and when I put them down, it just felt good. It's just, like I did shoulders and I did bent over laterals with them. What a difference.
Yeah, I did a workout with this kid. He's in his 20s, 25 years old. And he was one of these, he's in the gym for 3.5 hours training. And I'm doing his diet. I didn't know he was overtraining so much. He's doing legs and back. So by the time I get to the gym and see him there, he's starting his back workout. So he does back with me. I bring him through a back. We did all free weights. I don't think this kid ever did a free weight move. We did pull downs, and then we did bent barbell rows, one arm dumbbell rows, and seated cable rows. All free weight stuff. This kid was ready to be taken out in a stretcher. And I did half the amount of set, probably a quarter of the sets he normally does. But when you're on a machine and you do 15 sets on a machine, it's not the same as doing one set on free weights.
No, absolutely not. And I got to commend us old guys, or the old school guys were always beating up on the young guys, right?
Yeah.
I have to give them their props. When I used to grab the dumbbells, the 120s and the 130s, I didn't never grab them. They handed them to me.
Right.
How do these guys like C-Bum and those guys grab their 130s, 140s? They grab them off the dumbbell rack and they put their knees and they do it. That's 4 reps for me.
I know. I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's impressive. No, you know what it is? We're busting their balls, but I had guys busting my balls when I was younger, and that's what pushed me to be better. So you got to get. It's like a fraternity house. You got to take your beatings early on so that you can push yourself more and say, hey, you know what? Fuck that guy. He says I'm not training harder. I'm going to show him. I'm going to train even harder than him. And these guys didn't have that. They need us old fuckers, poking them in the gut to get moving. And I think that it's good for them to hear us say what they're not doing right. I would want to know what I'm not doing right because I want to get better.
Me too. And I learned when I came to the States, I was training with Rich Gaspari, right? Yeah. So the first thing Rich told me, he goes, "You train hard?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Let me see your hands." And he went like this.
No calluses? Yeah, no calluses.
He goes, "You don't train hard." Right?
I used to like take a knife and peel the calluses off my hands. Yeah.
I do that now. And then and I remember when we used to train, I was always the amateur. He was the pro. He goes up. Pro goes first, amateurs go second, all the time. You took the
abuse because you know what, it made you better.
Oh, absolutely. Like that put fire inside me. But I learned so much, right? And I believe if these guys just open up a little to us, right? Or just open up a little to us. I mean, look at Nick Walker. He's going back to full reps and free weights and stuff like that, right? So if they can just open up a little, because don't forget, science started from bro science. Right. It was the bro science that kind of sparked the, hey, are these guys really eating that much protein? Are these guys doing the resistance training at failure? Why don't we do the science on this and see if it really works? Right. Yeah. So I believe, I'm doing the opposite. I take the bro science and then I add the science to it because I tried to take the science last year. It didn't work for me. No.
Jimmy, we know what worked. Nick Walker knew it worked. He was doing heavy free weight movements, full range of motion. I always was commending how great his training was and how intense it was. And then so many people whispering in his ear, "Oh, you're big enough. You can just do machines and target little areas that you need to work on." But that's not his physique. His physique is a monster, physique, and he has to lift heavy weights. Just like if Ronnie Coleman would have, everyone said, "Oh, Ronnie should have lifted lighter." But if Ronnie would have stopped lifting heavy, he wouldn't have looked like Ronnie anymore. So you got to play to what your strengths are. Obviously, if you don't have a power physique and you're trying to lift too heavy and it's kind of ruining your shape, that's a different story. Right. But Nick Walker is not going to outshape Derek Lunsford or outshape Hadi Chopin on stage or any of those other top guys, Andrew Jack. He's got to come in with crazy conditioned mass that's veiny and strided and grainy on stage. And if he does that, that's the best Nick Walker he could bring to the stage. And that's going to freak out the people and the judges. And that's going to get him the best placings,
But what brings that condition? Heavy
training. Yeah. That gnarly training like Dorian did.
Max reps. That's going to bring that density. Yeah.
To his physique, it will. That's what he needs. Because he lost a little edge at New York. Martin Fitzwater never should have beat him, but I thought he clearly had Nick at that show. But that's because he was better prepared, and Nick wasn't. Nick wasn't the Nick that we had seen every other time, and because he tried some new stuff and it just didn't work. All right, experiment done. Yeah, I tried it, didn't work. I go back to what I know works for myself, and that's what you got to do. That's bodybuilding.
Yeah, I think in bodybuilding, if you try something, just take it off that list. It's off. It's off. Just don't even try it again. Well, I tried it 3 years ago. Let me try it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go with what works.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, but I'm having a good time, man. I'm eating. I started with 3,000 calories. I'm up to 5.
You're eating that much food? Holy mackerel!
Yeah, man. Like
a lot of Greek shish kebabs. What are you eating?
No, I'm eating. I'm eating the egg whites, the rice. I'm eating all. I went back to what I used to do.
Back to basics. All right, cool.
Yeah,
you eat red meat?
I'm sorry.
You eating a lot of red meat too?
Yeah, I'm eating at least twice a day. Twice a day. Here's the thing. I need this. I need to do this because I left way too fast. I left because I couldn't eat anymore. I was just tired. I was tired. Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm wrapping up all these years, right? I think it's like 30 years, 35 years. I'm wrapping all these years into this prep. Like every rep that I didn't do, right? We all had our great preps, and we all had our so-so preps, and every rep that I'm doing now has a value to my prep. Mm-hmm. Like every rep that I didn't do, or every meal that I missed back in my career, that's not happening now.
Good. Well, because you appreciate it more. Now, are you going to shave the beard and dye the hair?
Of course. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I'll have hair by then.
You'll have hair.
But I'm definitely shave the beard. Yeah, I'm gonna go from my old GQ.
I want the old look. Yeah, I want the old look. I want to relive the glory years with you. Okay,
I'm already working on my posing. I've been posing. My wife goes, put the Speedo on. I'm like, no, not yet.
You're not ready for that? Okay, you're not ready for that.
She's like, call CJ, let's get one. I'm like, no, but she goes, come on.
How are the glutes? Are the glutes coming in?
They're good, man. I'm telling you. I'm doing my homework.
Are you squatting?
I'm squatting.
Wow, I love it.
I'm squatting. Right. I'm lunging. I'm doing my work. Like
you're healthy. You're healthy. That's the important. Yeah. Oh, look who joined us. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. Jimmy DeVoe.
Oh, there he is.
Jimmy Mentis was just telling us about his comeback he's going to make at next year's Masters Olympia in Japan. Tokyo, Japan, Jimmy.
Japan?
Yeah. You want to come to Japan with me and root him on?
I'm good. I got put my headset on here now.
Okay. You want to go to Japan with me and we can root Jimmy on next summer? Is that what it is?
What part of Japan?
Tokyo. You've been there. You know the lay of the land.
They're still waiting for you to come back.
Yeah.
I was there.
Maybe you can do a demonstration, a lifting demonstration 30 years later,
Yeah. How old are you now? How old are you now? Are you doing the comeback?
I'm 58. I'll be 3 months before 60 before the show. So.
Wow.
It's in 25.
Yeah.
That's
so
great, man.
Yeah, I'm just I'm really excited about it.
How's the body? I mean, how's
It's
everything?
good, man.
How's everything working? The shazol, the
it was-
muscles.
The shazol doesn't matter on stage, Jimmy. It's just the muscle.
Well, I'm just asking, in general, 'cause that's,
No, it's good. I have no nerve damage. I have some atrophy on some body parts.
They got Cialis for the shazol, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, I was just laying around at the house here.
I had a feeling you were. That's why I sent you the link. I said maybe I'll catch him.
Yeah, you did. You called me because I was, I don't want to be depressing, but I was laying around, feeling sorry for myself.
We can't have that.
Now that I hear this, he wants to go compete at 60 years old.
Well, tell people what you did in Japan when you went there with metrics like 25 years ago.
Yeah, so what I did was I did strength demos. That's what I did. So I ended up I went to Tokyo and I was there 2 weeks. How long are you going for?
Probably a week, 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta spend some time there because you gotta see the culture and the people and the food and.
Oh yeah,
I ate stuff that I couldn't even identify, but I ate there, and I mingled with the people. I drank, and then I ended up doing 2 shows. I was on a Marine Corps base in Iwakuni, that's way up in the Japan, and I did two shows, one for the Marines. And then I did another show the following week for the Japanese people because it was 50 years. It was an anniversary. That's why Eric Hillman actually sent me there from
Europa.
Yes, Europa. And 50 years the base was there. So they celebrated and they allowed the people to come on the base, and all the Japanese people came onto the base, and it was like crazy, And they love bodybuilders. They love, guys who are built. So you're gonna have a great time there because I was like Elvis Presley there. I did a demo on the stage, and they went nuts. So I did skull crushes. That's all I did there. And after the show,
Wasn't this in Japan? You said
that was in Japan. That was actually where'd you get that?
I got it off your Instagram. I'm very good. That's what I do.
Yeah, you are. You're pretty good, Dave. Yeah. So that was actually in the gym with the Marines, and I did it. This was like a private thing I did with them because I did 2 things on the stage, but this was I went into the gym with the Marines and I was doing lifting with them, and they loved it, man. They loved it. And it was. What
are you doing? Is that dumbbell curls at 115s?
That's all they had. So I
he usually goes a lot heavier. Yeah.
I usually go like I was doing 150s seated dumbbells at the time, So when I went into their gym, they had a beautiful gym. Their pool was actually like a lake. You would walk in, it would be like if you was at a beach, it would be shallow, and you go in, it's deeper and deeper. It was like amazing. The pool was heated. I never saw anything like it, and I had all this equipment. Marines always have good gyms, And I said, "Where's your dumbbells?" And they were like, "Over here. This is what we got." I said, "All right, that'll work." I started doing it. I did some straight bar curls with like 275, and then I did those. They loved it. I had a really super time there. But the people followed me off the stage. I was going back to my, to my barracks area, and I turned around and like all these people were following me, right? And they're like, it was smiling, and I'm like, hi, like the grandmother was there, the grandfather, the kids, I mean, it was amazing. I was like, what do you want to do? You follow me back to my room?
Were they taking pictures of you like crazy?
Pictures.
They're huge fans.
Unbelievable. Yeah. The only thing I didn't really care for was I went to Hiroshima, and I don't know if you're gonna have time to go there. Peace Park. Did you ever go there?
No one's been there. You're the only guy on this show who's been there.
I've never been there.
So if you get a chance, go to if you can go to Hiroshima, and there's a place called Peace Park there, right? And that's where the bomb went off, supposedly, right? So, and they have this giant place. You go in there, and they have like all stuff from when the bomb went off, buses melted, parts of bridges, and they had
Like
like
depressing. It's probably depressing. Yeah.
It is depressing. So I tried to make it a couple of times because I was partying and I was drinking. I found this restaurant. I told Dave the story once before, and I went to this restaurant that wasn't far because I thought I was going to have a motorcycle available to me. And then when they told me I went to Japan, they said I was going to have a bike. I was like, oh, this is great, man. So when I got to the barracks and on the base, I said to the guy, so where's my bike? He goes, right there. I said, that's a 10-speed. You can see it. He said, yeah, that's the bike. I said, what the hell am I going to do with that? He said, I said, all right, whatever, man. So there was a restaurant right down the road from where I was staying on the base, So every night I would go to this restaurant because I had nowhere to go. You know what I mean? So I pedaled out of the base. And I pedaled down the street about 2-3 miles, whatever it was, and this really cool restaurant was down the road there, and it was family owned. And this is in Iwakuni, man. This is not like right outside Tokyo where there's American people and people speak English. This is deep in Japan. So I walk in there and they sit me down. I was at this giant wooden table. It looked like something from King Henry days, right? It was like 30 feet long. Everybody was sitting around it, right? And they're all eating and drinking. So I sit down they sit me on this thing, and it was like the chairs I was sitting on was a stump. It was a tree stump sliced off. And I sat on the stump, and I'm like, what the hell kind of place is this, man? So this was my first night there. So and the kitchen was like down a few stairs, and it was like everybody, all the Japanese people, the cooks, the chefs were cooking right there. You could see them, the smoke, and all this shit was cooking. I looked at the menu. I couldn't identify anything. So I learned about this one food was called yakisoba. It's the only thing I ate. I ate it for breakfast, except for I was on the base. But when I went to dinner over there, I got yakisoba, which I actually liked. It was like noodles and vegetables. It was pretty good. So I told her the woman, she comes over and she said something in Japanese to me, and I said, I guess she wanted me something to drink, so I said Ichiban, She says, oh, Ichiban. She came back, bro, with this picture, just like this. I wanted a mug, I mean, she brought this giant thing, So then I said, all right, sake. She said, yeah, sake. She came back, give me this big thing of sake, right? So I said, all right, I was starving. I just pedaled 5 miles to the restaurant. I sit down, I start drinking the beer, and she said, she gave me the menu. I couldn't understand anything on the menu, so I just saw yakisoba. I know what that was because I ate that in the airport. So anyway, she gives me this yakisoba. And I'm waiting, I'm drinking, I'm now I can't talk to anybody. Everybody speaks Japanese, right? So I'm sitting there. So the more bombed I get, I tell you, alcohol's a great thing, man. The more bombed I got, the more friendly, the more I warmed up with the people. You know what I mean? I just started saying, I took the whole pitcher. I'm drinking the whole pitcher. And I'm doing shots of sake. And then before you know it, there are 20 people on the table. And everybody's going, Banzai! And I'm all drinking. It was unbelievable. So I went there every night. So the thing was, when I came back to the base, I was polluted. Bro. I'm on the bicycle, and the MPs are at the gate. So I'm coming with the bicycle, and I'm going like this with the bike as I'm going down the street, and the MPs are standing there, and they stop me and they look at me, and I look at them. I was like, I said, yeah, I'm staying here, and they said, all right, good. So I went there every night, bro. I did the seminars and everything, going out every night.
Drunk? Yeah.
Bomb, every night, every night, bomb, right? Because I was like, you know what? 2 weeks. I was at 2 weeks.
2 weeks you did that for? Oh my God.
2 weeks, man. And I went to this place. I had a blast there with the people, man. And it's funny because in the beginning the MPs, they want my identification, but after like a second, third night, me coming down the road on that bicycle, they were laughing their asses off. They saw me coming. I was coming down. I was all over the road, and they saw me. They had the white gloves on. They were just like, "Go ahead, man, just go ahead." I went back to home. I crashed the bike on the staircase and shit. It was unbelievable. And then my mother, she scared the hell out of me. She goes, "When you take a shower, make sure you have everything with you, your passport, your money. When you're in the room in the shower, they'll come in the room and they'll you lose your passport, you're finished." I said, "Oh my God, man!" So
you're on the military base. Yeah, you're not.
I know, but my mom. You know,
Yeah.
you lose your passport overseas, man.
You're done.
You're finished. So keep your passport on you, man. Don't leave it nowhere. So anyway, I brought it in the shower with me. You know, I had
you're out of your mind.
a plastic bag with everything. I brought it.
You're out of your freaking mind. Yeah.
I went in the shower. It was funny because when I first landed on the base, I called my mom up when I first got to Iwakuni, you know, and I called the collect, of course, you know.
Like you were in jail or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I called the collect. And my poor mother, you know, she answered the phone. She's like, Jimmy. I said, Ma, can you believe this? I'm in Japan.
Well, yeah, there were no. You couldn't like text people back then. There was no cell phone.
There was nothing, bro.
Yeah.
If we always talked about that, if we had these phones back in the day, man, forget it. The shit I couldn't film, man. Forget about it. You know, the training and the seminars, the partying, the places I went and seen. I would have had that freaking phone. I forget about it. It would have been a sensation. You know what I mean? But
well, Dave and Jimmy, this is the one thing, you know, that I was actually trying. I'm trying to connect with this whole thing up to next year. Yeah. We always make the excuse, us old school guys, man, if we had social media back then, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually going to implement that, getting ready. You know, like I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. In other words, I do have social media now, and I'm getting ready for a show.
Right.
What can I do? Can I do it as good as these young kids, or is it like, you know, or we were better off not having it back then? Because I have to tell you, having someone, you know, twice a week or 3 times a week come in and shoot me and follow me around, I'm not going to change. Right. But for me to go into the gym and set up my phone on this bench and then look to see if I have the right angle and then grab my dumbbells, I won't do it. I've tried doing it and it just distracts me. So what I'm going to try to do is take advantage of the social media and say, hey, is this, you know, I'm one of the guys who always said, man, if we had social media back then, you know, it would have been so much better for us. Now I'm actually going to test it.
You know, it's funny you say all that because all the like you know, pictures and any kind of videos that I have, you know, now like my archives, you know, what do they call them, archives?
Okay.
My brother, you know, he used to walk around that VCR thing, and I remember those things with it flips open on the
big
side.
Huge thing, the big huge, yeah.
And you put the tape in there, and you flip it back. That's what my brother had that. All that stuff I did. My brother followed me around the gym and stuff like that. And
he has footage of that.
My brother has it, yeah.
You should have him transfer it to digital, you know, so we can post it.
Yeah, because I have them. I even have a couple myself with Don Ross and all of that.
You got to get that stuff put onto
I got a whole Tupperware. Yeah, look, here, I'll show you something right here. So you
could bring that and they will put it into a file format and just send it to you on the computer.
Can you see this? It says Jimmy the Bull videos.
Oh, those are all tapes?
Yeah, they're all like the VC
VHS. I got a box.
Yeah, it's Jimmy the Bull. See that? I got like shitload of them in there. You know.
Yeah, you should try to like get some of those on digital format. Yeah.
I should because you know, not for nothing. You know, if I drop dead, you know what I mean. Like people could enjoy those things. You know what I mean?
You know what? If you drop dead, you put in your will that Dave Palumbo gets all those tapes so that I can go translate them all for you and put them up.
So I forget your first name. I'm sorry. What was your first name again?
Jimmy Mentis.
Jimmy. So yeah,
man, you're getting old.
Same name.
Yeah, I got dementia. So here's I wanted to show you a picture because I always hear, you know, lately when you get older, you start thinking about what your grandparents told you and your mother, right? You know, when you're young, you don't think about any of that stuff, right? I mean, so when you get older, you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, my grandmother, she said that. That makes a lot of sense now, you know. But when you're young, and even Dave, he can you know, elaborate with that with his father, you know, stuff. Because what happens, you get old, sometimes you get grumpy. Sometimes depends. When you get old, you could be a grumpy old man or you could be a happy old man. You know, my grandfather was just very happy, but I had a couple of uncles that were grumpy, and I'm hope I don't get grumpy when I get older. But
you're already grumpy. What are you talking about?
So here's me and my brother.
Wow.
With my grandma.
That's awesome.
Your grandmother looks exactly like my grandmother. How come all old Italian women look the same? They get the same hairdo.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my grandmother, I loved her to death, you know. She always used to tell me, Jimmy, Jamoots, she always tell me, Jamoots. I says, yeah, Ma, she says, when you get older, she says, your pocket is your best friend. I said, what the hell is she talking about? She said, yeah, all right now, I got it, you know. But then as I got older, I started saying, you realize that, your pocket is your best friend because you got money in your pocket. You can do whatever you want. You don't need nobody, in that sense. You know what I mean? So, so I like just recently I've been going through like heart issues, and nobody gave a shit. Nobody called me. Nobody's, you dead? Are you alive? All my friends. I got an echocardiogram. I got blood. I got all these all these tests done. Like, thank God everything is. Because remember, Dave, I had the issue with the legs,
Yeah. So what was the final result of all that?
So I just got the call the other day because I did the thing, the echo. What is that thing called? The
echocardiogram. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that done. I went to the VA, of course. And the VA is wonderful, by the way. I'm going to tell you right now because people talk shit about the VA, but the VA is very good. My brother,
know that's like Jimmy's Country Club, basically. The VA.
Yeah, I'm always down there. I go shopping down there. So sometimes I just go there and wander around the hallways. Anyway, make a long story short, I go down there and it's this Chinese guy, whatever. And he says, we're going to do the car. Take off your shirt. I says, okay, He says, we're going to do get on your left side. So now I can't, my shoulder kills me. So I'm laying on my left side and my arm's killing me. You have to have 5 minutes because he was doing the left side. I guess that's where the heart, everything goes through the heart over there.
Right.
Yes. So I start putting my arm in the air. I said, you mind if I put my arm in the air? He says, no, I had my arm over his head. Anyway, I got all that done. And I just got the call yesterday, actually. My doctor calls me, Terry Millen, very nice lady, She says, hi, James. I said, Dr. Miller, how are you? How's everything? She goes, I got the results to the echocardiogram. I said, oh, shit. I said, am I dead, alive? What am I? She says, no, nothing like that. She says, actually, I'm very surprised. I says, she said, it's my doctor. She says, I'm very surprised. She says, the heart is excellent. She said,
basically, Jimmy, the take-home message, he's a hypochondriac, basically, yeah. So why are your legs all swollen?
Well, I guess when I drive, for 14 hours.
Right. As I told you, you got to wear compression stockings.
And your legs hang over a seat, and the edge of the seat
cuts
gets under the leg, and whatever.
Right.
You got to,
Are they both ankles?
No ankles, Jim. It's from the like above the sock, like up to the bottom of the knee, you get like muffin top, on the sock.
Because he doesn't get out and walk around and move around. He's got to. You should wear compression socks when you drive, all the way up to your thighs, probably.
I bought them. I didn't get to wear them yet, but
they work. They definitely work.
The thing is, like me, if you're driving. And then you get off and you go and get in your car, and then you go to the restaurant. I don't do a lot of walking, which is really bad. You really should do walking.
Look at my grandmother, Jimmy. She looks like yours. Watch it. Ready? They look like they could have been sisters.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. That's your grandmother?
It was my father's mother. Yeah, my grandmother. Yeah.
She looked great there.
Yeah. That was that.
On your father's side or your mother's side?
That's my father's side. The Italians, the Italian, the grandmother, grandpa.
Yeah, something with the Italians, man. I don't know,
But they all had this. The old Italian women all had the same hairdos and the whole.
Look. So here's my mom. Now,
same thing with the Greeks.
Like
the Greeks too. Oh yeah, you guys all look alike too. Absolutely.
Yeah, the Greeks too. Here's my mom with my kid, with my daughter. Samantha's over here.
Right.
And Gabrielle's on the other end, right?
Yeah.
Over here, I'm backwards in the TV here.
Yeah, but your mother never looked old to me for some reason. She always looked younger. I don't know. She didn't have that old Italian look, at all.
Yeah, she did. She was a great woman.
Yeah,
man.
she was very pretty. She never had that old person look.
She never did, man. I tell you, even when I hate to say, even when my mom passed away, and I was at the wake, she looked fantastic there too.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at that, Ma. I said,
she just took care of herself. Yeah, she took care of herself.
Look gorgeous. Yeah. So anyway, I'm talking to the doctor, and she says she's surprised, that my heart is good, right? And I'm like, why are you surprised? I mean, she goes, well, usually, guys like at your age, when I call them, it's usually bad news. I said, really? I said, so So is it bad to tell me I got good news? She said, no. She said, no, nothing like that. She goes, it's just that, your age, because your blood is excellent, the urine. And she said that, I said, well, listen, the big thing is I want to know the injection fraction. That's the big question.
Injection, not injection. Injection is how much testosterone you shoot. Ejection is how much blood.
I got to do one of those today, too. So what's it called?
Fraction. How much blood is being ejected from your heart?
Ejection fraction?
Ejection. Like you get ejected out of the nightclub. I'm ejecting you.
And what's the second word?
Fraction. How much? Ejection fraction. Yeah, ejection fraction.
I said injection. All right, yeah, ejection. Yeah. So I said, because she was telling me a couple of weeks before when I went there.
Yeah.
Because I was telling her my issues, and she said, well, if your in ejection fraction is 50 or below, you're in heart failure. She goes,
all bodybuilders are in heart failure. It's a very. I'll tell you why it's a bad method to measure.
Yeah.
Blood, because when you're a bodybuilder and your heart gets thicker so that it can pump blood faster, when you thicken the heart, you reduce the size of the chamber. So your ejection fraction is lower, but your heart is beating much stronger. So for athletes, it's actually a benefit to have the lower ejection fraction with the greater force. If you were a couch potato and you had a low ejection fraction, it would mean because your heart is failing. It's not doing its job. But an athletic heart is different. So tend to have lower ejection fractions than, like, say, endurance athletes who have high ejection fractions because the hearts get stretched wider so that they can pump more blood. Because the blood is where it carries the oxygen, which is what you need for endurance athletes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're squatting and you're doing that, you're demanding the heart to grow, so you get stronger, and then just so you can,
right.
See, I always thought when the heart. Also, she told me that my heart walls were a little thick too, but it wasn't.
That's normal.
She gave me the measurement.
You know what they say? He passed away and he had an enlarged heart. All bodybuilders,
we all do.
Heart.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And you know what the funny thing is? If you stop working out, your heart gets smaller. And the doctor will say, "Oh, you're so much healthier now." No, you're actually not as healthy because you stopped working out. It's just you've normalized what they like to see in terms of measurements. But
so you're telling me that when your heart gets thicker, you can actually reverse that if you stop?
Yeah, you just stop working out. Your heart it's a muscle. It atrophies. But the problem is that when you have a big, thick heart, and you don't work out, it's because the heart is not working efficiently. So it's increasing its size to try to do the job properly. We are forcing the heart to get bigger because we're making it do more work. There's a difference. You can see one where we're inducing the heart to get bigger and create an athletic heart. The other is where the heart is failing and it's making itself bigger to try to do the job. So the problem is that the ejection fraction reduces in both instances, but it's important that the doctors can delineate between one and the other. Otherwise, you can get misdiagnosed. And I think that's what happens to a lot of bodybuilders,
Anyway, that's good news. But she was telling me, that's what, when you're 50 and below, you're heart failure. I guess that's most of the guys in the VA that go there. I don't know, whatever. So
yeah, because those guys don't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, because they when I go there, you see a lot of
they're couch potatoes.
Wheelchairs and canes, and I walk in there, I'm going, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
I hope I ain't going down this road.
No, you're not.
Anyway, So she told me. So anyway, she said my ejection fraction was 65.
Oh, that's great.
And I was like, wow, that sounds really good.
That's high.
As a matter of fact, when the guy was doing my heart, and you can hear it on the And I'm laying there, and I hear, I'm like, well, I said, that sounds. I'm telling the guy, that sounds pretty strong to me, brother.
Mentis, you see what's happening? He'll complain for the rest of his life. He'll live to 120. This guy, he's always having a heart attack. He's in the hospital, ER every other week, and he's as healthy as a freaking horse. Us guys that are all healthy, we'll drop dead way before him. Because
we'll sneeze and pass out.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just it's funny. So then I started feeling sorry for myself because, I live alone and I'm alone. I spend a lot of time alone. It's just me, just the way I am.
You like that though? That's by design.
I am. I'm a loner. It's amazing all the shit I did in the past, seminars, people houses. I people don't know I spend a lot of time alone. It's just
but you like it. You're not not pathetic. It's not like you're doing it because you have no friends. You choose to be alone.
Oh, you're right. I do. Actually, I do. So anyway, I was at the house before I got the report, and I'm sitting on my couch, but and I'm saying to myself, look at this man. I said, I'm dying.
He's dying. He's dying. Jimmy, he's dying.
I'm going.
He's the healthiest of anyone I know. He's dying.
Right.
You're dying. You're dying up here. You're not dying here.
I said to myself, I said to myself, I knew it. This is before I got the call. I said, I knew it, son of a shit. I did the testosterone.
That's why Jimmy Mentis is doing the Masters Olympia. He doesn't want to die mentally. He needs to stimulate himself.
But here's the thing. I'll take you guys back to when you were talking about the heart, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I've been experiencing, and it's really new to me, because it scared me. It actually created anxiety attacks. Is when I'm training legs now, right? And I'm coming off the squat rack, right? All that blood is going boom down to the legs, right?
Yeah.
And
you get lightheaded.
My heart is pounding so much. Like I'm not used to this, You got
to get up slowly,
right?
Orthostatic hypotension you're getting. Yeah.
So my heart's pounding. When I say pounding,
yeah, it's trying to deliver blood to your brain. That's what it's trying to do.
Like my chest is cracking, right? So on top of that, because I haven't felt this in such a long time, I get anxiety attacks on top of that.
Yeah, Jimmy has a solution for that. Drink wine, right, Jimmy?
So wait a minute, so you haven't trained for a while, and now you're training?
No, I've been training, but
he's training hard. He's training heavy, very heavy.
I'm turning it up. I'm in full prep, and
I got you.
Like I've gone from, I don't know, my pain tolerance has gotten much better now.
Yeah.
So the deeper I'm going into that rabbit hole, the more I'm getting into this, it's that grind. Yeah. So, but my chest, I'm not used to like, oh my God, I can't breathe. Oh my God, I can't breathe.
Yeah. So stop panicking. You forgot that we used to feel like that all the time when we were talking.
Right. I'm like, I used to feel like this 24/7.
Yeah.
So in other words, you train regularly, but just not as extreme, not as heavy, not as
He's training very extreme now, so now he's feeling it more.
That's what I'm asking him.
Yeah.
I'm saying before he took on this venture,
right?
He was training moderately.
He was just having fun. Yeah, he was having fun.
Pushing some weight, maybe getting a couple force reps in there, blah blah blah. Now I'm doing force reps, triple drops. That kind of stuff.
Now you're doing shit that I did all my life.
Yeah.
So what's funny is that when I do go to the gym, I haven't gone lately, but when I do go, I still have that mentality. So if I don't train, say 2 weeks, I'm very busy and a couple of weeks pass and I really haven't got to the gym, and then I go and I make the mistake of going in the gym with that mentality. And what I should really do is just go in the gym and pick apart,
right, and just train. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like say biceps. I just do a moderate, straight bar curls, not too heavy.
You don't know how to train any other way. You don't know how to train any other way.
I go in the gym like an asshole, and I get on a squat rack and I get the straight bar, and I load up. Now I do dimes. When I was younger, I used to put 45-pound plates on. So now I go up in increments with tens. I mean, I don't know why I do. So I go, 2 10s, 3 10s, 4 10s, 5. Now I got 6 10s on each side, 7, and I'm wheeling. And I'm saying to myself, I used to do more than this. I get crazy, right? And I'm curling the weight. Then I throw that down and I go over to the dumbbell rack. I'm grabbing the 80s and I'm doing single. and I feel everything hurt. My traps. I don't even give a shit. I keep. And then, bro, I can't move for like 3 days.
I wonder why.
I can't even reach around and wipe my butt when I'm on the toilet because my everything is not only the biceps are sore, the traps.
Well, because you're using your whole body when you lift. That's you always been.
Yeah, I use a lot of muscle groups besides just to get the bicep movement. I tie everything into it because I'm going so freaking heavy, especially the straight bar. You wouldn't realize it, but when you go heavy on straight bar curls, you involve a lot of trap, man.
Especially you, because you lift like this with your shoulders.
And then when I come down, it's with that, it's like when you come back up, it's like a shrug. So I'm pulling. I'm out of my mind, man. I don't. I'm going to 65, and I still train like that when I go.
Yeah, but we don't change, man. We don't change. It's the way we. I mean,
Yeah,
I was the same way. It took
and
me
I
a
feel
while.
like you too, Jim. I go in the gym, I'll do a set. Sometimes I'm dizzy. I'll walk away from the ball like, like I'll say, "Holy shit!" You know what I mean? I said, "I'm gonna get a heart. I'm gonna die in the gym here."
I was just gonna say I'm gonna say they're gonna be like, "What happened to Paletti?" I'm gonna be like, he died in the gym. They're like, but he just got his echo back. He had a 65 ejection fraction. He was as healthy as a horse.
70.
I said he clunked himself on the head with a fucking weight, and that was it. He died. He had a cerebral hemorrhage, and he was gone in 10 seconds.
I don't think that thought ain't going through my mind when I'm training in the gym. I said, these son of bitches are going to find me on the floor in the leg room. And they're gonna walk back. They're going to say, who the hell is that? Holy shit. That's
that's a much more glorious way to go out, like a warrior.
I think it is. Yeah.
That was one of my worries. I remember Dave when I had my own pit down at I would go in there by myself at night. Right?
They would find you in the morning. Yeah, exactly.
And when I would push myself,
the cleaning crew will find you.
Yeah. There was no cleaning crew. There was nothing.
Oh, okay.
It would have been his girlfriend in the morning. Yeah, exactly.
They would have found me.
No, days would have went by. They said, "How come I didn't hear from him? What happened?"
But now the thing is, I'm training at a phenomenal gym. If you're over on this side in Orlando, it's called Kissimmee Muscle, 24-hour Kissimmee Muscle.
Oh, okay.
It's all old school pieces. It's owned by a buddy of mine, Jonathan McGrath. But the thing is that this gym is the old pit, my old pit, right? But almost 10,000 square feet. It's got all the old school pieces. Wow. Now there's people in there, right? So now I know before I do my set that I know I'm
going to ask for a spot if you need to.
Look, I just see who's around.
You know what? I ask for a spot. I have no worries. I always ask for a spot. I'm like, I'm not going to get stuck under the weight. It's not going to happen.
I do too. Actually, I like a spotter when I'm benching. So Jim, do you bench on a free weight or use a Smith machine?
Well, I was on a Smith, and I started going on.
We were just talking about earlier that we were both doing free weights again. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing free weights again.
As a matter of fact, about 3 months ago, I went on a flat bench and I put 135 on, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "What is this?" It's like it's so foreign. It was so foreign to me.
Yeah.
Even the 135, the balance, just the balance.
Yeah.
You feel yourself going down. You're like this.
Yeah. By the way, Lee Priest just texted me. He said, "Sorry, I just got up. I pinched a nerve in my hip. Can barely walk. When it hits me, it's like an electric shock in my leg. Just gives out last 2 days. I barely had.
I was talking to him yesterday.
He's falling apart too. Yeah, we're all getting way too old.
He just had a whole bunch of stuff checked with his heart too and everything.
Yeah, he's another hypochondriac. He's fine.
Yeah, sometimes when we're in the hospital,
the two of you are like the biggest hypochondriacs.
We FaceTime each other and that from
unbelievable. I mean, you're better off getting it checked out than not.
Absolutely.
You guys
I even
have
asked
more
the doctor.
scans.
Dave, I even asked the doctor because they make fun of me when I go there sometimes.
Yeah, because you're a hypochondriac. Yeah.
So I asked my doctor the other day when I was there, just checking in. My blood pressure wasn't even bad when I went for the echocardiogram test.
Yeah.
It was 130 over 80, and then I had pictures
of
116 over 72 and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's great. I think you only have high blood pressure when you do the show because we get you all riled up.
Yeah, but it was extremely high and extremely low.
I hate to interrupt you. I got to wrap up the show because I got to go. But Jimmy, you're going to keep us up to date on this journey back to the stage in 2025.
Absolutely, I want to hear about it.
And Jimmy, you'll keep us updated about your echocardiograms and all your health health crap you got going on.
So wait, I got one more thing before we go. I want to touch on what Jim said about the Smith machine and the free weight.
Quick, because I got to go.
When I was younger, I did both, and I went very extremely heavy. But I used the Smith machine for power to push because I knew, and then I would convert over to the free weights and I would combo them, and it was a great combination. So people say, "What do you use the Smith machine for?" Why? Because I could load the shit out of it, and some guy could spot me, and that's on the track, and I know I mentally I know I could push even more, and then I would convert it over to the free weight. And I would do both. And
the Smith machine has definitely helped me on the negative. To feel that weight coming down.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Yep. So I recommend it.
Good advice. I think dumbbells help me with the free weight with the barbell too. I think
dumbbells are great.
You can come down lower with the dumbbells, than when you wear with the bar.
And you have like more range of motion with the.
I also went out and I bought the Gen 1 Nautilus pullover and I put it in the gym.
I love it. That's great for back. Great. My gym has it already. Well, not the Gen 1, but they have a pullover machine.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna wrap
with
this
a dumbbell. We used to just lay on sideways on a bench, and with the old one.
Doesn't work as well. You lose tension at some point, I think, personally. But
when you come up over your body,
you come up over your body. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Which is when you're really flexing your lats. So that's you're not going to really get as much lat development from a dumbbell pullover as you would.
Well, that's like when I used to do curls. I used to do preacher curls on a preacher bench with the cable because it's a constant
tension. I do everything with a cable. Yeah, I agree with you.
Even when I would go all the way up and pull it back and look back on that beta.
You never lose tension. You never
lose tension. So I combo that with the I should really do a training video.
Yeah, you know what? If you guys like all this training talk, we'll come back. We'll do a whole show on training. We'll talk about all Jimmy's techniques, my techniques.
Share it with the people,
and
man. People want to hear about that
because everyone has their own training techniques, and I think that a lot of people are lacking in training advice.
Absolutely.
So next week's show we'll do training. Get Jimmy Pilecki.
What better advice from two older gentlemen, that's been through the mill and lifted a ton of weight over the years.
I love you both, but we're out of time, guys. Thanks for joining us for another edition of the Palumbo Podcast. We'll see you next week.